ahead and get started and just admit anybody who's a little bit late, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. So I'm going to share my screen and get started here with day 2. All right, so just a quick little recap of the homework. You should have 3 niche options written down on your paper, and then your 3 proven strategy accounts and those TikTok handles, and then the paid service that each of those people had. And I know I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have after we're done. So if you do put anything in the comments, just know that I won't see it until the end. So the homework we've gone over, and then just a quick recap of what we went over yesterday. Let's see, where did it go? Sorry, I got myself out of place here. What's going on? Sorry, I've got my scroll set on this computer to go really fast, and I think it's just going really fast. Okay, so quick recap. What is a niche? We went over the 3 main options, which is going to be coaching, faceless, or a personal lifestyle brand. And then these are all of the examples that we went over yesterday. As you can see, the majority of things kind of fall under that coaching niche, because you are going to be showing your face in order to do any of these things and trying to educate people and solve a problem that they have, whether that be a simple problem like how to clean your windows, or a more in-depth problem like something for like the life coaching or dog training and grooming, personal finance. Those kind of things would be a lot more in-depth. And then your faceless accounts, which are going to be the high performing categories here. Or if you want to do a controversial account and just kind of go on there with the main intention of engagement, meaning that you're going to go on and just really make a bunch of people really mad, then that's always an option as well. So of course, then the final one, your personal brand, lifestyle brand, and this is going to be for people that live that really exciting, extravagant lifestyle, or have the ability to create content that people are going to watch no matter what. And then we already went over this recap of the homework. So I wanted to start off today with the resume case study for Trina, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yes,
But
thank you.
okay, yes. And so she has a background as a veterinary assistant, and she owned her own dog boarding facility at her home. So she has 18 years of experience with animals, and she previously owned her own business. So these are really, really good things to start off with wanting to get into the pet niche, because you've already owned your own business, so you already know what that can entail and the kind of work that's involved with owning your own business and the ins and outs of that. So there are a handful of things that you could go, and since we haven't really talked personally, I'm not sure exactly which direction you are wanting to go, but these are your options. You could teach other people how to start their own at-home dog boarding business. You could do dog training courses or dog grooming courses. And I think the thought of, selling information or selling your own digital product sounds really, really scary at first, but they make the software agency that I run, the software tool Hustle Boost that I run, is set up and capable to allow you to sell your own course right within the software. So it's an all-in-one solution. But all you would have to do is record the videos. They're very, very easy to upload into the system. They're very easy to set up and sell. So kind of put that into perspective, and that it's not as scary as it sounds. And honestly, the scariest part for most people is the actual filming of the education that you're wanting to share with people. But these are things that people are actually doing. Like, people sell virtual dog training courses, people sell virtual grooming courses, and there's even people teaching other people how to start their own at-home dog boarding business. And we're going to take a look at those examples here in a second. So those are things that I think would be a little bit less obvious maybe for people, or maybe they think that it's too far advanced or just something that they could never do, and there's just no way they'd be able to do that. But don't think of it as something that's so scary, because the hardest part is filming the education, and you're the expert. So you know the education, you know what you need to tell people to teach people how to do things. So it's kind of just getting over the fear of filming. But the good thing about selling your own digital product or course is that, you're in control. It's not live. You can edit it as many times as you want to and, make it as perfect as you want to and all of those things. So keeping that in mind. And then the more kind of obvious, or I would say more the road more followed, the path most followed are going to be kind of sharing more pet products. So cleaning supplies, paw cleaners, feeders, toys, leashes, collars, outdoor housing equipment, puppy must-haves, travel totes, all those types of things. And there's a ton of accounts out there that you'll see doing those types of things. So I know that we had some issues maybe with TikTok for those who weren't super familiar with TikTok yet. That is totally fine. It's hard to get used to at first, but it is a really good way to do market research because this is where a lot of people are hanging out, and it's really can be used like a search engine. And it allows you to kind of get right to the point of figuring out what other people are selling and promoting in the topic that you're wanting to get into. So if originally I just typed in pet and then I waited to see what would come up, and pet products was the first thing that came up. So if we're going to just kind of go through an example of, say you wanted to choose this last option here of pet products and you kind of just wanted to keep it pretty broad, but you're going to only talk about pet products and kind of give tips about different pet products, what your favorite things are and stuff like that. If you just type in pet products, this would be how you would do your market research if pet product was your niche that you were choosing. And you could niche that down to like dog products, cat products, whatever. We're just going to keep it generic. So a lot of these videos you'll see, they have millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views. But if you click on to each of these, the way that we would do the market research,
and you don't even know it.
Sorry, is click on the video. And then I know this will look a little bit different on your phone, but it's essentially the same thing. You'll click on the person's account and go in there. And then this is what you're looking for, the link in bio here. So this would be the first thing that we wanted was somebody with over 10,000 followers. And sometimes that's not always, people with less than 10,000 followers are still making money using TikTok. Absolutely. So that's not to say that they're not making money or that we can't ever look at those accounts as market research. I think it's just a good rule of thumb whenever you're really first starting out your market research to pay attention to the larger creators because they're going to be more established and have really proven strategies in place. So this person here, they meet that criteria. They have over 10,000 followers. And then the next thing we wanted was a link in the bio. So then we'll just click the link in the bio. And then what we're looking for the homework from day one was something that they're selling. So they're selling these three things right here. Oh yeah, they're selling this sprinkle stuff. You sprinkle it on the mess on the floor and I guess it soaks it up or something. I don't know. I've never seen this before, but they're selling everything in their store. So it looks like they don't have anything for free. They're selling everything. So then if you were doing your market research, you would write down under your pet product niche that this person is selling whatever this is, pet mess sprinkle. I don't even know what to call it. Or you could write down, the odor eliminator spray or whatever. So that's just one thing. And I like how this person has kept it really, really simple. Like they only have 4 things in here. There's nothing worse than going to a link in bio and then having 15 different links. Nobody is going to click on any of those links. I promise you. Don't do that. But this person has it really simple and just a few things to choose from. It's going to increase their conversion a lot by having only just a few things in there. And it looks like they pretty much just keep posting about this mess and odor cleanup, whatever this stuff is. Like you can see this stuff in the majority of their content. And I can guarantee you these people are making well over $10,000 a month easily, way more than that, I would imagine. And all they're doing is posting the same thing over and over again. So I hope that helps as far as the market research goes. Now, if you got to this account and it didn't have a link, then just kind of go back and keep looking until you find somebody with a link. And then if you get into the link and say, every single thing in here is free, then just move on to somebody else as far as finding, from your day one homework to find what people are promoting. Because the whole idea behind going in here and kind of looking what other people are doing is so that you can trigger your own ideas on what maybe you could promote. Because I don't expect anybody to want to come in here now and start promoting this pet litter mess cleanup stuff, whatever. And I don't expect you to do that, but it's kind of to help open the mindset up about what your opportunities are because they're truly limitless. You can do absolutely anything. You can sell anything you want. And just going in here and really taking a deep dive into what other people are doing is super helpful to open up your creative flow and figure out what you want to do. So there were a few others that I had found whenever I was going through, and I just wanted to point these out real quick as examples. So this account, she is promoting all kinds of different pet products. Top 3 pet products, dog favorite product, my dog's favorite products in August, talking about odor, like pet odors in houses, probably selling some kind of dog shampoo for dog odor. She's selling the poop bags. She's selling everything in here related to pets. So this would be a good example of just a pet product niche page. And she's doing very well. She has 206,000 followers and she's got her link here. And I wanted to point this one out because she is selling, she probably created this herself, and she's selling a $40 pet treat recipe book for people that want to make their own pet treats at their house. And then see, she's got way too much stuff in here because this is just craziness. I would never recommend anybody do this, but clearly she's doing something right. I think there's also different rules to follow or guidelines to follow for somebody that is super established, like 206,000 followers, versus somebody who's just starting out and doesn't have any trust. So if you're just starting out, it's really important to only have just a few things in your bio because they're still trying to establish that trust and credibility with you. And she has a ton of followers, so that makes a lot more sense why she's got so many things. But she is a really, really good example of this pet product niche. Now, the next one I wanted to look at was a little bit more interesting, and I kind of broke my own rule on this one, but I was trying to find somebody that was only talking about helping people launch their own home boarding business, because a lot of the other things that I found whenever I was doing my market research on the niche of helping other people get started with at-home boarding, the majority of those accounts were people that were selling dog training, and maybe they also do at-home boarding, and they would occasionally throw in a video about how you can get started with your own at-home boarding business as well. And a lot of those accounts did have more followers. She does not have the follower requirement, but she was a really good example. And she is teaching people how to get started and earn extra money by starting their own doggy daycare or at-home boarding place. So her website was really interesting as well because she has education packages in here. I took a look at this one here. She's got a pop-up for her freebie. I'm just going to click out of that, but she has a 60-minute pick my brain session. So she's selling different. She's basically selling her time and her education on how to start your own doggy daycare business. So this was a really, really good example of, you can turn your skills into an online business by just kind of facilitating it online. And I know this might look a little bit scary because there's a lot going on here. And as a newbie, like if I was to talk with her, I would tell her to narrow this down tremendously because this is just way too much. And it's just honestly a bit overwhelming for somebody who doesn't know her, and she is not an established authority because she only has 513 followers. So just a good example there. Whenever you start to dig, it's really crazy what people are turning into online businesses. And I love going through stuff like this because it really opens up those creativity gets those creativity juices flowing, and kind of just proves that the opportunities are limitless out here. So this account is for dog training, and whenever you do market research on dog training, virtual dog training, there's so many out there, but I just picked this one today. I have looked into a lot of these accounts before, but they're all over. But I chose this one today, and she is just posting a bunch of videos on how to train your dog. And her videos perform pretty well. and she is also selling virtual classes. So she has a freebie here. So this is going to be a lead magnet, and she's gaining people's trust by providing them with this free lead magnet. And then over here, you can see that she's got some different things that are going to cost. She's got a 60-minute virtual training session with her, and this is her schedule she's got opened up for that. And she's even got some thing that is for people who are already dog trainers. So this is another really interesting example. But I hope that that helps as far as, the market research goes. And if you guys do have any questions about this, we'll get to them at the end.
Okay, yeah, thank you. That does help.
You're welcome. Happy to help. So as your affiliate programs and services, as far as, what your options are, what you can promote, over 80% of companies have affiliate programs, and the majority of them don't require you to have an existing following. You are going to occasionally find one that's going to require you to have a following, but there are always ways to work around that. Like, you don't have to work with the one, company that you find that is requiring you to have a following. There are always other options for you. So don't ever let that discourage you. If you get in there and they're, oh, I have to have a certain amount of followers, it's okay. Or a certain number of people on your email list, sometimes that's a requirement. Don't worry about that. There's always ways around it if you get creative. Excuse me. And that being said, do not go apply to a bunch of affiliate programs before you've even started posting on social media and before you've even started to kind of make connections with people. Because when you first start posting, your goal isn't to just quickly, start making money. That's not going to work. So if that was your goal, maybe retract. That should not be your goal, because nobody's going to just give you money because you decided to start posting on social media. It doesn't work like that. And what you're going to do by going out there, and I'm saying this from experience, guys, I've done this. Okay. I've tried and failed for 8 years before I ever made any money online. So I'm telling you this not to be mean, but from experience. All you're going to do is overwhelm yourself with all of the different affiliate programs. You're going to get all excited. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to apply to this. I'm going to apply to this. I'm going to have all these emails, all these logins, all these affiliate programs. Just don't even do that, because as a beginner, you really need to stay super focused on the things that matter. And applying to a bunch of affiliate programs is not what matters. Getting your niche locked in, getting your target audience locked in, starting to post on your accounts and grow some followers and people that are going to start to know, like, and trust you. That is what matters. So don't go down that rabbit hole, because it'll be a huge waste of your time. And if there's one thing that's true in this space, it's that it is so easy to go down a rabbit hole and just kind of, you're doing a lot, but you're doing a lot of nothing, because it's going to result in no progress in your business whatsoever. So there's being an affiliate for physical products, I think, is what naturally comes to everyone's minds typically, as far as what you're going to be able to promote. And those do have a lower profit margin. And so sometimes people will think that it's not worth their time. Like, it's not worth, some people will say it's not worth my time to be an Amazon affiliate because the commission is so low on those products. That is not true. It's not. The commissions are low in a lot of the products, but when you're on social media, you have the potential to get in front of hundreds of thousands of people. So there's a lot of power in numbers. And that's kind of the whole point and why we're leveraging social media, because it is so powerful. And I was just talking earlier in the Hustle Den call about how, 8 years ago, whenever I tried to start a blog and had all my affiliate links for Amazon and I was doing all the things, I had a whole blog written out, all the stuff, I failed miserably because I had no eyeballs on my blog. And that was before, TikTok was around. That was before Reels were on Facebook or Instagram. So I really didn't know how to get eyeballs on my blog. So I pretty much failed. I did fail miserably at that because I didn't know how to get my blog in front of people without paying to be on the first page of Google or paying for ads on Facebook or whatever else. So I ended up failing miserably. But today, if I would have done that today and we had TikTok or Facebook, Instagram Reels, and I was able to start posting about my blog, I would have absolutely done that, because that is how you get your eyeballs on what you've created. So don't let the fact that some of these physical products, especially with Amazon having low commission percentages, don't let that stop you from moving forward, because the whole point of social media is to leverage its ability to get you in front of enough people. There are so many people making, multiple six figures only promoting physical products now, especially with TikTok Shop, but also Amazon and so many other companies. So don't let that stop you. And along now, bringing up Amazon and not applying to a bunch of affiliate programs, make sure you don't apply to be an Amazon affiliate either until you kind of, you've got your audience growing, because if you don't have a sale within 90 days, they will boot you out, I believe, if that is still a rule. So just keep that in mind as well, along with not applying quickly to things before you've got your social media account set up. So the physical products thing is a little bit more obvious. So I wanted to focus the rest of this on more selling services or digital products and information. Selling information is super lucrative because there is like no production cost. It's really low cost of entry and there's no shipping costs. So your commission percentage is going to be higher if you do get in with an affiliate program that is selling a digital product or service. And also, if you are creating your own digital product or service, you are going to be creating that thing one time, and maybe you're going to offer some services along with that, but the bulk of it is going to be a one-time, it's going to be your time that you're giving up to create it. And you can sell information about anything that will help someone get from point A to point B faster or easier. So that's the goal there. And some examples of services would be, there is an emotional support animal registry, and you can apply to be an affiliate for the emotional support animal registry website. And then if you were to have in your pet niche, for example, if you wanted to post videos about having your dog become an emotional support animal, then you can get paid a percentage of every time somebody goes and does that. So that is an option that I think is a little bit more outside of the box that you might not have known before. And then life coach certifications. So if you find a life coaching course online, there's websites, and I bought a life coaching course years ago. I never even completed it, but I don't remember which website it was, but they have an affiliate program, and that particular company, they had courses and certifications for all kinds of things. So it doesn't just have to be life coaching. There's endless opportunity there, and you could promote those types of certifications and be like, hey, this is where I learned how to do X, Y, and Z. I got my certification at this website. It was awesome. Here's where you sign up. And then you'll get a percentage of that sale. Credit card companies have affiliate programs. Travel sites have affiliate programs like Expedia and TripAdvisor and those types of things. So if you're somebody who travels a lot, those would be really good options for you to get into. And then, of course, the obvious that we've already talked about would be Amazon and TikTok Shop. So I think outside of finding all the affiliate programs, that's kind of the easy part, and it gets really exciting. And that's why I had told you guys, don't just go applying to a bunch, because it gets really exciting and you just kind of want to go out there, and it's a really easy way to feel like you're getting things done. But I promise it's just going to overwhelm you, and you probably won't end up being an affiliate for any of the things that you apply to now anyway. But you want to promote things that you own, use, and truly believe in, because the biggest thing with getting into this space is going to be your authenticity and you personally showing up and being vulnerable and sharing who you are. Because if you aren't doing that, then you are going to be in a saturated market, because there's no such thing as oversaturation if you stay true to who you are and you put that out there. But if you try to show up and be really vanilla, black, and not, you don't draw any lines in the sand, and you're not willing to put your personal opinions out there and, say what you believe, you are going to put yourself into the category of people that can't get out of the 200 view jail and never make any money because they are too afraid to actually just be themselves and put themselves out there in a way that's going to attract other people. So the first and best way to make sure that you are even aligned with what you're doing is to make sure that you're promoting things you own, use, and truly believe in, because otherwise it's not going to come across authentic because you don't own it, use it, or believe in it. And people are going to be able to see right through that. Unless you're a really, really good salesman, then you probably aren't here if you're a really good salesman, to be quite frank. you probably would be already making a ton of money. But I think a lot of us are here because we probably don't have a natural born sales ability. We're probably not the best content creators naturally. And showing up and being authentic on camera actually takes a conscious effort. And it doesn't mean that you're a fake person. It just means that it isn't natural or normal for us to show up, especially with the end goal of trying to make money. So detaching from that end result of trying to make money is also extremely important because it gives off a really terrible energy whenever you just have your hand out. You don't want to come off like that because people are going to see right through it. So if you have too many ideas and don't know how to decide, I have a lot of people come to me with this issue, and I love this issue because I think this is a much better issue to have than the people that come to me and they're like, I just have no idea. I can't pick anything. This is a much better place to be in. So, a couple of things I like to advise as far as choosing one whenever you don't know what to pick is asking yourself these two questions. So, the first one is going to be which one's in greater demand. So, what is going to save people the most time or the most money or improve their health or relationship? So they say like health, wealth, and relationships are the things that are most important to people. So those are going to be the things that you can provide the best value for that's going to produce somebody a result that is going to be super, super valuable to them. So choosing the product, not produce. Which one, oh wait, yeah, sorry, I had that right the first time. Which one will produce a result that is the most valuable to the person who needs it and the problem that you're trying to solve by showing up and posting your educational videos and providing value to people? And then the other thing that you want to think about, if you really just can't decide, pick the one that's going to make the most money. So which one is going to result in you making the most money? Digital products and selling information typically makes the most money because, like I said before, there's no shipping costs and it can be sold one to many. You create it once and then you sell it to many people. You don't have to keep producing it over and over again every single time like a physical product. And so that's going to produce a larger margin for you. But asking those two questions will be, I think, really important with deciding. And if you are somebody who is going to promote products, you don't want to sell information, you don't want to create your own course, then don't deter from choosing the product that is the most expensive. I think a lot of people, especially beginners, they think that if they promote something that's too expensive, that they're not going to make any sales. But if you're targeting the right people, that is completely false because the person who needs what that product is going to buy it regardless. So you just get to be the one that shows it to them. They're going to go buy it from somebody else if you don't talk about it. So don't be afraid to choose a $300 product and sell it because it's going to give you the most commission at the end of the day. Don't be afraid to do that. Okay, so quick exercise and homework for day 2. So right now, I want you guys to take the sheet and the homework from day 1. So you should have your 3 niche options you chose. And then write down your one product or service that you want to promote under each of those niche categories. And you should already have some ideas from the day 1 homework since you went through and did the market research and found in the link in bios what other people were selling. So you should have some ideas, but we'll dig deeper into that this evening. But so you'll want to write down one product, and then if you're still stuck on this, go back to the market research and then use those proven strategy accounts to figure out what you're going to promote. And for the homework, we're going to dive deeper. We're going to continue doing the market research. I think that might have been maybe a little challenging for some people not familiar with it. So it won't be really good practice to go in there and do that again and just kind of go through different accounts and see what other people are doing. And we're going to find a total of 9 products or services. So you should already have at least one probably under each of your niche categories from the market research from yesterday, but you'll want to find 2 more things because the one you found yesterday, maybe you don't want to promote that. So we kind of want to go into the market research tonight or this morning or this evening or wherever you guys are in the world. You want to go into that today with a little bit more intention behind, okay, now I'm looking for things that I would want to promote and I would want to share and I'd be comfortable with, things that I use, or spark more ideas about what you could promote, things you use, own, and really, really enjoy and believe in. And then in addition to that, while you're doing the market research, this will be the last time that I have you guys go in there and do the market research, but you're going to write down also one free thing that people are giving away in their link. So while you're already in there doing your market research again to find some additional products or services, check out what they're giving away for free. We need to figure out what freebies people are giving because we are going to need to come up with our own freebie. And a freebie is like a lead magnet. It's how you're going to collect emails and grow your email list. And that is the single most important thing of any online business is your email list. It's the only thing that you own. You do not want to rely on social media accounts because I'm sure as some of you are aware, TikTok is super finicky with their violations. I just posted a video earlier that I called someone a silly willy and they marked it as, I don't even know, community guideline violation. And it's just crazy. Like the things that they're saying are community guideline violations. Like I thought I was being polite by saying that, but apparently I wasn't. And they didn't like it. So you never want to rely on a social media account and for your income because as you can imagine, I mean, people spend months and years building their social media accounts just for something really, really crazy, stupid to happen, like a violation for calling someone a silly willy, getting their entire account taken down. So growing your email list is the single most important thing that you'll be focused on, after you get through these beginning phases. So when you're doing that market research in there, check out what other people are doing for their freebies. And typically what you'll find and kind of what we're looking for as a freebie is a digital product that you would likely create right here in Canva. So for example, that the account we looked at that was selling the recipe book for someone to make dog treats at home, if you're a beginner just starting out, that would be an awesome freebie for a pet product niche. That would be one example of a really great freebie. But when you go in there, you'll probably see other people that are giving away all kinds of things for free. And we want to come up with some ideas and some things to think about there too. And I'm going to go over this more tomorrow, but just a little bit working ahead with your lead magnet, trying to come up with something that somebody needs to reference back to a lot so that you are constantly at the top of their mind. So the recipe book would be a good example. If somebody's actually going to use it, that would be a good example because it's something that they have to look back to and refer back to often. So keep that in the back of your mind whenever you're doing your market research and coming up with what idea you would want to give away for your freebie. Okay. That's all I have for today. So we can open up to questions. Get my chat. If you guys have any questions about any of this, and if I don't know if the market research is still, if we're still not super clear on that, I'm happy to do more on that or talk more about affiliate products and programs or digital products. Any questions you guys have, I'm happy to answer.
Hey, Cara.
Hey,
Hey, Tom here. Hey,
hi.
I really love this market research. I did the same thing you did. I ran down several rabbit holes, just ended up confusing myself with a few affiliate marketing, tried all sorts
Yeah.
of different programs, spent too much money and just feel stupid. Um, So the market research thing has just been kind of a big game changer, a big eye opener for me. It's like, of course, this makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of this? So I want to
Right.
say a big thank you to you.
Oh,
I was a,
awesome. You're welcome.
yeah, I was a filmmaker for like 30 years, and then we chased our kids out of LA to the Seattle area, and I've been working in real estate for a while. Um, real estate's been pretty tough lately. So I've just been playing around with going back to filmmaking or photography. And as in part of my career, we traveled a lot. So shot in like 16 countries all over the world. So kind of playing around with this whole photography travel idea. Um, but what I'm finding is that most of the travel photography people out there are millennials, and or women who aren't wearing any clothes taking pictures. So it's just,
Right. Yeah.
it's very glamorous and they do this sort of stuff. but there's this other element of it where people that are my age are actually selling training and selling presets for their cameras and stuff like that, and travel hacks.
Mhm.
And I just wondered, I assume probably just more research needs to go into it, exactly how to sort of hone this. Um, and I just wonder if you had any advice on how to kind of move forward in that, because it seems like it's a combination of two things, but I'm also fighting the age-ism that exists. And maybe it's just because I'm looking on TikTok, which is a young
Yeah.
platform.
So I actually have somebody that first came to mind, and he's not a millennial, so I'll just put that out there first. And he's somebody that's on my TikTok account. I'll have to find his account, but he is actually, so I think it matters if you're currently still doing the traveling and filming and all that kind of thing, because this person in particular that I'm thinking of, he is currently traveling the world and he gets all kinds of amazing shots. He has a drone where he does all kinds of crazy things and just gets the most incredible videos ever. And it's really, really cool. So that's going to be a different direction that you're able to take if you're kind of currently doing that versus what you would do if you're going to kind of maybe pull from some old things and take that in a different direction. So I don't know what your current situation is as far as that goes.
Mhm. It's kind of a combination of both. I still have my toes in the film industry. We do air-to-air stuff. We shoot, we have a camera jet, and then we shoot the airlines. So at the end of the Alaska Airlines commercial where it flies off into the sunset, we shoot that stuff.
That's
So,
awesome. I know. I looked at your resume and I was like, this is so cool. Like I was just like, this is awesome. I looked through your resume and it was really
oh,
cool.
thanks. Um, yeah, so maybe it's just just more of a combination of the two. So I'll do some more research and hit you back with some questions on what might be the best path forward. And
Yeah, for sure. Because I know, like, for example, with this guy that I'm thinking about who does his filming and he just makes the best, most incredible travel content. He's definitely getting paid by TikTok because his videos just perform so well. And the entry into the creator program is only 10,000 followers and 100,000 views a month. So
oh,
it's really not that much. I mean, it would only take if you were getting on average, I think I can't remember. I did the math the other day. It was like 2 or 3 thousand views on average. You would only need to post 1 to 2 videos a day or something like that. And it's just not that much to get in there. Now, he gets so many views on comments on his videos. So I know he's making a ton of money with the creator program on TikTok. But I haven't dug into his account in a while to see. I don't know that he does a lot of promoting of other products, but I can imagine that he's probably getting paid a pretty penny just from his views. So that is
okay.
always an option as well if you're going to be, posting really, really eye-catching, amazing content. That's always an option too. I think that the struggle there is that not everybody has the ability to create that type of really eye-catching, incredible content, but that gives you a huge advantage from that angle.
Gotcha. Okay. And out of that, then you do again running down the affiliate road. If it's if you're shooting with Canons or Nikons,
Yeah.
try to get on the affiliate program with the systems and the equipment, I suppose, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
sure that they have affiliate programs. And then so my thing is with any roadblock that anybody ever runs into as far as needing followers, which I feel like in the space that you're looking to get into that you would probably not have an issue getting a following depending what type of content you were going to post. But if there was ever an issue of, well, they don't have an affiliate program or I can't get into the affiliate program, then that is where I say Amazon is like a catch-all because everybody gets approved into that program. And maybe the commission isn't as high if you can't go directly to the company. But whenever you're having hundreds of thousands of eyeballs on your stuff, I think that, taking a lower commission if it's your only option is better than no commission. So I like to kind of use
Sure.
Amazon as my catch-all for that kind of stuff if anybody ever runs into any issues with anything like that.
Okay. Very
So,
cool.
so,
Again, thank you for the tip. It's been a lot of fun over the last 24 hours. So excited.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I'm so glad that it's been helpful.
so
Okay.
Tom, I was just listening to you, and I think I'm wondering. I oftentimes think that you ought to think about somebody like you, but is just starting out, so that they want to do the same kind of photography, whatever sort of lane you go down, but think about when you were first starting out or engaging in that, what were the questions you had about equipment or angles of things or whatever, and go to those folks that want to be you.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what came to mind as I was listening to you talk. I think a lot of folks would really follow that, and it would lend itself also to like looking at different products and even doing like a blog or something like that, a review of different products and things that people might use in comparisons.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can go about it, like just endless ways you could go to, and it all really just comes down to the opportunities are endless and limitless, but then you have to be happy with kind of the direction that you're going to take. So then that's why it kind of ultimately always comes down to what you're going to be happiest with. I think sometimes in this place of trying to find your niche, a lot of people are waiting for somebody to be able to just tell them. And I'm not saying that you're doing this by any means, but a lot of people are in that headspace. They just want to be told every single thing that they need to do. And this, well, what do I promote? They just want to be told everything. And it's kind of like, well, that's not really how it works. Like you have to be happy. I could give you 10 different ideas that you could take in the direction based on your skills, but at the end of the day, maybe you don't like that idea, or maybe you don't like that avenue. So, but yeah, there's so many different ways you could go depending on which direction you wanted to take.
Yeah, no, it's been eye-opening, and thanks, Dave, for the thoughts. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I was artist in residence at the Mojave National Preserve, and we did some teaching there and night photography and stuff. And so yeah, it sparked a lot of ideas. So yeah, just kind of nice to find some inspiration here. So thanks
Right.
again.
And I bet if you start doing some market research too on like what Dave just said, like going, if you're going to go maybe the educational route on that kind of thing, you're gonna find things. You're gonna get even more excited. I just know
Yeah.
whenever you go out there and start looking at maybe what some other educators are doing and how they're angling it and teaching other people how to get into things, I'm sure you're gonna find some really exciting stuff.
Very
Well,
cool.
even a freebie that's kind of a checklist of what kind of things you should be asking or looking for as you're looking at different equipment or steps to doing, certain kinds of photography and do's and don'ts. And yeah, so yeah, as Kara said, it's infinite.
Seriously. And I know because if the stuff isn't something you've been interested in before, it's not going to have been in your algorithm. And so you just kind of don't know until you go searching for that kind of stuff. Even just the pet niche, for example, like I bet that there's a ton of people that would have never even guessed that people are actually selling virtual dog training, or they are posting teaching other people how to become a dog boarder at their house. Like you don't know until you just start going out there and looking, and then you just realize, wow.